Hello everybody and welcome back to the second game of MishMash Gaming League. Tonight on the docket we have NCM Gaming versus AA Gaming. So we're going to be on the map Oregon, so this one being a lot more defender-sided. I've seen NCM Gaming definitely play before. I've seen them, how they strategize, so it'll be interesting how they go up against AA Gaming, who I have not seen. But again, starting off the ban phase here, we have them starting off with a thermite, which is pretty standard stuff. Just going to make sure that nobody can get those main walls downstairs. It would have been beneficial to do a Habana rather than a thermite, just because then you have much more control over rotations, over, it would force her to be more of a utility to open the hatches rather than the walls. So with them banning a thermite and banning a ying, it lets me think that it's going to be a lot more focused on the downstairs play or less vertical. Top floor is not going to be as important of a site for them. Mute making his way off the board as well, so that's another SMG11 off, so MP5 and all that is gone as well, and a Legion. Interesting kind of ban phase here, with the Ying especially. She can be very powerful in the right hands, so it has to be either a targeted pick or something along the lines of that. There's got to be a reason for her being picked, because she is strong, but I would never say she's something that is bannable in a sense of that, yeah, we have to have her off the board type thing. But other than that, okay, so we have a pretty standard composition as well. Echo staying on the board as well, and same thing with Maestro. So on Oregon, it's always good to get rid of one or the other, and they don't. They have a Legion gone, so it lets pushes happen a lot sooner. Having the Ella on the board kind of helps out, but it's not going to be anywhere near as effective as having that Legion. But you still have a lot of intel, especially with the yokais, and just, who knows, maybe Maestro with the evil eyes eventually. But we're going to start off upstairs. Again, an interesting pick coming from AA. Starting upstairs is generally something you do to throw them off, as you could see with the Habana being picked and the Thatcher. They definitely weren't expecting to go upstairs. Twitch being super helpful as well, though. She can definitely help clear out those white stairs, as well as push anywhere from over here by bunk beds or even the long hall. So it will be very, very interesting to see how they do this. Oh, coming off with the first frag is the Echo. So, going for a quick spawn peek onto the Ash, and just like that, it's your main fragger gone off the board, or at least your main fragging operator off the board, and that's breaching charges and the flashbangs off the board. So, starting going off this game pretty aggressively is AA. Holding up here in Armory 2 is the Jaeger, so it'll be up to him to make sure that nobody gets control of that hallway there. And Thatcher's just going to try and peek in, try to take control of Master's bedroom, but Thatcher, or the Jaeger, not able to hit his shots, and Habana just making her way in. Thatcher just doing a little bit of pre-firing, make sure nobody goes for the quick peek onto that, but because the Bandit is still on the board, and the Habana charges take a very long time to get off, it is something that is very easily Bandit tricked. The Jaeger, though, taking out the Habana, so that completely denies any access through garage or through closet. So now the attackers have to rethink of how they're going to push in this. But, as you can see here, we have Vulcan able to take him out, and the same thing with the Twitch. But The Ella of Toxic Navy taking out Phantom J. So as a refrag, it's just down to the Thatcher. A Jose Cuervo taking up 2 easy. And Toxic Navy just kind of playing with his food a little bit and able to take out GIGN. I'm going to say that was a pretty decisive win for the defenders on that one. They were very aggressive at the beginning, as we saw. We saw a spawn peeking Echo. Don't see that every day. As well as just when they finally got to the area that they were trying to open, like obviously master bedroom closet, there was just pressure from all sides. Pressure coming from armory, pressure coming from the hallway, pressure coming from even inside of master bedroom. So it was very, very it was a very good hold from the defenders, but they were just uber aggressive. So as you see here, we have an Alibi being 6th pick onto a Mira. So especially going downstairs, the Mira is going to be very helpful. But with the Capitao on the board, probably not going to do too much. If they get that hatch open, or the main hatch is just above this area here, they can actually Capitao into the closet, and because now the firebolt spreads, it will actually take up the entire closet, and there won't be really much space for the Mira to move. And in essence, then it'll just allow either a drop or you're going to kill a Mira. So, interesting take onto this site. I feel like, especially with that Capitao buff, this site has become probably one of the least favorite now, just because there's no way to really deny anybody dropping that hatch. And we have Toxic Navy is going to be over here in meeting, trying to get... I don't know if he's going to try and maybe see anybody walking past that drone hole, or if he was just trying to get a certain drone. But... able to castle off this front door as well, so... interesting castle wall there, so that's just total... they're trying to use the utility to get in there, but obviously all you gotta do is hit it 11 times, off you go, and then there's no utility wasted, but it just kind of slows them down. It's about probably 30 to 40 seconds just off the board, just putting the pressure on the attackers. We do have Toxic Navy, though, holding over here by the hallway of meeting, not able to hit his shots, but they're going to make the attackers kind of panic a little bit. Jose Cuervo not able to take out every single Habana pellet, but he took out most of them, so that hatch still will not be open. So they have a solid hold here, trying to delay as much as possible to get that hatch open so that Mira can stay alive, but as you can see here, to no avail. They've taken control of both the main entrance, and then will slowly be taking control of the meeting hall. GIGN able to take out Jose Cuervo, and down to a 4v5, so that's your castle gone, but castle themselves utility, so it's not too much off the board, and especially with a minute 30, good job on him delaying the attackers this much, and now Toxic Navy can just kind of hold these back steps and prevent anybody from the push, as long as he doesn't go too far out of range there. And just as predicted, the Mira is gone from the Capitao. So that is them taking control of the closet, and with still one more firebolt left, anybody who tries to retake that position to deny any plant will be also taken out. So, with less than a minute left, though, the attackers got to figure out where they want to push from. If they're going to be pushing through main steps, or if they're going to try and open up another hatch and push that way. Don Q not spotting that IQ and IQ punching for it, but Toxic Navy able to take out Phantom J. But the diffuser does go down on top of the washing machine, and now attackers have full range up top, but Toxic Phantom able to take him out, but Toothless able to take refrag Toxic Navy back. So it is just down to the dock with the ACOG. If there is any more firebolts, they can take them out right now. But with they're just going to push them, try and get them, and just like that, they were able to take the round. So as predicted, they did clear out that Mira fairly easily. The castle walls helped a bit. Did delay the round enough, but as soon as everything was gone, as soon as the castle walls are gone, they just gave up control of meeting. I feel like if they held meeting a little bit better, it would have slowed down the push a little bit, and maybe that mirror could have lasted a little bit longer, helped deny that plant, things like that. But because of that, because there was no pressure coming from those sides, the attackers just kind of took full control, even with the minute 30. That's all they needed. After that, they got the quick pick on the mirror. They were able to clear out any of the other roamers on the back hall, especially around the meeting area, and then they just took full control. So we will be seeing potentially somebody going to make their way back. I believe it's GIGN that dropped. I don't know who dropped, but they have not made it back yet. Doesn't look like we're going to be doing a rehost. Looks like they're just going to wait for him to get back. So, automatic 4v5 off the start. I have seen one of these completely backfire. The attackers were very patient, whereas the defenders were much more aggressive, and the attack or the defense just fell apart, and they weren't able to capitalize on that 4v5. But I don't think these teams can do anything of that. But again, this is pretty standard stuff. We are bringing the Caveira out so she can take control of anybody in Meeting Hall. Phantom J making his way back into the game. So the Caveira will probably be in charge of, as we can see up there, she is in charge of Red Hall, or Red Tower, and also the Meeting Hall. So that'll be the main things that she's going to be taking care of, make sure that nobody pushes there, and she's going to be trying to delay as much time as possible. I can't imagine she's going to be on much of a fragging role, but having a Caveira on the board always makes teams a little bit more hesitant. So looks like they're going to be droning out as well over by kids' bunk beds just to clear that out. But Toxic Navy able to hit too easy. And just like that, it's down to a 3v5 for the defenders. And that is the capital of the board. So anybody on that mirror will be okay. But Toxic Navy getting down, but the Caveira right there to pick him back up. Nobody there to finish off the kill. Toothless now has a little bit of a task to do. He can either attempt to open up the main hatch or continue to push back and get through Meeting Hall if possible. IQ is going to be drawing out these white steps, make sure nobody's going for the rotate. Anybody who's off can always do the calls. GIGN able to take out Jose Cuervo now. So that is your castle off the board, but all of his utility has been spent and has delayed them again another minute and 30 seconds. Looks like GIGN is going to be pushing down these steps too, trying to go for a little bit of a push, getting rid of all the barbed wire for late game. And I'm going to try and get rid of any ADS that might be on this back wall. So looks like the attackers are methodically taking out another one from Toothless onto Toxic Navy. And that is also the Caveira down. So, just like that, the attackers have brought it back to a 3v2. Very good coming here. Very good patience and methodical gameplay coming from MCM. But AA Fireball having a really cheeky angle here on these back steps and could prove to be the demise of the attackers if they do try to choose to push through there. With 52 seconds left, though, there is lots of time for these attackers to figure out where these last defenders are. And Fireball with the Vector, and there was also a C4 from Angus able to take one on that wall there, and a little bit too much waiting, I guess. I don't know. It all happened so fast. Angus threw that C4. Wasn't throwing. I thought that was the mirror who took him out, and just like that, they just brought it back. I'm not too sure what happened there. They just didn't go for the push when they could have pretty well taken control of downstairs and left the back room completely open for anybody just to push through there. But again, solid defense hold. Again, they had the numbers advantage from the beginning. Now it'll be a 5v5. Good holds coming from AA Gaming. Just kind of punishing the attackers for just waiting around, not taking advantage of the numbers game at that point, especially late game. You can definitely do a push, and with only one of them on site, take control. You can plant over by washing machine, or you can even plant behind that desk, have two people watching the angles, and therefore Mirror can't really peek you or see for you or deny any of the plants. So looks like we're going to be going back upstairs though. Last time we held this, it was a solid hold. They took control of because they were pushing through master bedroom. They took control of the master bedroom after that. They had somebody over here in armory, so they had the angle from there. They also had somebody in the 90 hallway up here, as well as people shooting them from sight. So they just had a solid hold up here. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it again, or if the attackers have learned from their mistakes. I'm just going to see too if we have anybody spawn peeking against the Echo. It doesn't look like he's going to go for the spawn peek this time. It looks like he's kind of, it was just a round one. Throw them off their, throw them off balance a little bit. But we will have Toxic Navy down here by Classroom. Going to be trying to get rid of any of the Habana pellets. Trying to keep that hatch closed as long as possible. We will have Echo over here in the bunk beds. Just gonna keep an eye on everybody, make sure nobody goes for that quick plant. Phantom J is also going to try and push Armory this time. A smart move, considering last time that's where majority of the damage was coming from. And Gion on the master bedroom balcony is going to be trying to take control of that as well. So again, as it's nice to see when a team pulls out a few changes. It looks like they're trying to adapt, and we'll see how that goes. Too Easy going to be over here, going to be trying to push or put pressure on anybody over here by the mid bunks. And he does not hit his shots, but he does do a bit of damage and allows for the Bandit just to rotate out and doesn't take a single hit of damage. He could have at least used the frag grenades to maybe pressure any of that. Zofia not watching her corners. Toxic Navy able to clean him up, and just like that, it's a 5v1 for the defenders. And IQ unsure of what to do. She's going to be sitting here on the white tower, although interesting angle, covering off any rotation over there. So that's one off the board. That's your Jaeger. A minute left though, and Diffuser on the other side of the map. It's going to be a tough go here though for King Too Easy. And with all the defenders either watching the angles. Oh my goodness, what a nice one tap on King Too Easy. Bandit going to go for the rotate though. And you also have an Echo drone here, and she's going to be breaching in downstairs by bathroom, or by white stairs, just to distract the defenders, make her think that she's going to be coming up here. She can't shoot that because she'll give away her position, but nobody's on it, so she can at least maybe try and sneak her way in. 20 seconds left though. She does catch a defender sleeping. King Too Easy brings it down to a 2v1. Could clutch this out. He hears somebody coming up on white steps. He doesn't know he's at the top though. And he looks away at the wrong time. Angus cleaning him up the end. Nice attempt though from King Too Easy. Almost clutches it out. Some nice one taps and some nice angles with that ACOG on that 5.52 commando. But that brings it up to a 3-1 for AA Gaming. Kind of sloppy at the end. Kind of caught them sleeping. There was, again, you could have easily spotted out the IQ if somebody was on the cams there. I don't think they had anybody watching the cams. Nobody watching the back hall as well. If she did have Diffuser, maybe the defenders may have been playing a bit differently, but with no coverage on site, even that Echo drone, there's nothing there. You could have an Echo drone in the main hall, have one over by site, and just cycle between the two, so therefore you at least have eyes and know where she is, and maybe prevent her from picking off that rook in the hall over by white steps, and therefore if she did have the Diffuser, would have not worried about any of that. So almost a sticky situation there, but nice hold from AA. Maverick making his way onto the board. Maverick is an interesting one, especially now that we're going to Kitchen, one of the probably least favorite sites on this map, probably just because a site is almost impossible, I say almost impossible to hold, and just there's so many angles. You can cut off entire routes, entire rotations just by taking control of Meeting Hall, and if you take control of White Tower, and then you can also take control of upstairs bunks, and therefore you've completely segregated any rotation and any of the defenders from making the rounds out there. So, and because of how easy it is to get into B site from just that kitchen door, I'm honestly surprised there wasn't a Montaigne pick, but I don't, again, me thinking that they just weren't expecting them to pick kitchen. Especially because there's a Maverick on the board. A Maverick is not going to do much. Jose Cuervo is going to be cutting off his rotation here. Interesting. He did take a bit of damage, though, I believe, from the Firebolt, and they are going to be opening up this wall over here by White Tower just very quickly, and Don Q is going to be holding over here in Meeting. So, an interesting hold, an interesting tactic, but Jose Cuervo is going to open up the frag with Phantom J, but then Toothless is able to frag him off, and then Toothless is also able to get another one, and Don Q able to get a pick as well. So it is literally just down to a quarter of the health of Habana, not able to hit her shots, but King Too Easy again on that IQ, able to take out Don Q. And the C4 coming from Fireball takes out the Habana, but does not take out the Thatcher, who is getting the plant down, and now it is a post-plant situation. But Toxic Navy able to take him back, so he could go for the defuse, as long as he has somebody watching his flank here. Oh, and King Too Easy able to take it out. But Toxic Navy's there to refrag, so able to get the defuse off. So, just like that. Again, interesting. It was actually a defense win, which I was not expecting because of kitchen hold. So great hold coming from them. Like, who saw this one coming? Nobody saw this coming. It's very rare. You have a 10 to 15% chance of winning that bomb site, and they did it actually with fair ease. Taking out the attackers. The attackers just were not ready for that bomb site. So good on them having that strat in the back pocket. Completely throwing any strategy they had for, I believe they were probably going to go for a basement hold again. That was my guess. That's why they brought the Maverick, try to get any of those hatches open. But does look like we're going back downstairs, but we're going to be switching from a Kaid over to an Ella. But with the Capitale still on the board, and you're bringing a Mira, why would you switch off of Kaid? That is a very interesting play coming from them, considering that they've literally made their job 10 times harder, because Kaid could, I guess, hold that roof, but with the, I guess now that I think about it, with the Thatcher, it is one of those things where you would have to be Kaid tricking, which again is not always the easiest because the time limit on the activation versus when the Habana pellets go off is fairly close. If you time it well, you can actually get them. So I guess it's just they knew they were going to be picking the Thatcher. They knew it was going to 6-pick off of it, so why not bring the L? So I guess it does make sense in retrospect, but I still feel they could have held up top here, especially because they keep castling that main door. You have somebody come watching from Meeting Hall. You know that the Thatcher is going to be probably the first or second one in. So potentially going for the frag there might be worth it, but King Too Easy taking out Toxic Navy. Getting a little bit too overzealous there. Not waiting enough. Not waiting for them to get into the site there. GIGN just holding upstairs routes, make sure nobody can go up there. Able to take out two of the Habana charges. As we know, we do need 6 to open up one hatch, and if you at least get rid of 1 or 2 of them, it's only going to cut a little bit of a... we will have an Angus Q up top of the Ella, though, with the shotgun. King Too Easy able to take out another one. He'll take out Jose Cuervo, so that is your castle and your Jaeger up the board. And just like that, right now we have the Capital going to be Capitaling bolting anybody behind that mirror window, but I don't believe there is anybody there just because they know that the Capital is still there. Able to take out with the M249 Saw is too easy. Don Q, not able to hit his shots, and he does finish off the Thatch, or at least down him. Oh no, he does finish him off with the shotgun. Had a little bit of trouble there with the pistol. And he has a little bit of health, but it is... Ooh, a little bit of waste utility. He's going to go jump out. Oh, he gets caught out in the rotation. Now he's in a tricky spot. He's got to try and win these gunfights, and he's not able to, especially with that shotgun. Too easy now with the 3K onto the board. So it's a 3v1 for MCM. And right now the Habana, or not the Habana, the Mira is behind that mirror. But she probably knows that the Capital bolt is coming out. Pre-fires, not able to hit the shots. Habana wait for the peek, not knowing she can shoot through that box, and she finishes him off anyways. Finally, NCM putting something on board. Solid attack strat coming down from the coming to the basement though. They had a solid idea of where everybody was. They were able to hit their shots. They were able to take control of site fairly quickly. They got rid of the Ella upstairs, pinched her off, knew that she would either rotate around or out. And once she rotated out, they had somebody waiting right there by kitchen hallway. And just kind of... her fate was sealed at that point. Looks like we're going to be getting a Capcan onto the board now. So, trying to slow down the attackers is NCM now. So, they know that... Don Q, they know that where they were before, they were kind of being a little bit aggressive. They were making sure that they were winning their gunfights, but they were also pinching off quite well. So this Capcan will just slow everything down, do a little bit of damage, but they did rotate off over to the Ella. So again, still doing the same kind of thing. Capcan not as effective, just because the IEDs on the doorways there are a little bit more visible. It's meant to basically catch people sleeping. You can put them on doorways that nobody really runs through, and you can probably catch somebody off guard because they know that, oh, why would there be a Capcan on that doorway? But the Ella just being a little bit more sight focused, especially if she is running that shotgun like they have been. So now that we have switched sides, it'll be interesting to see too how they hold any of this upstairs. So, Buck coming onto the board though. Nice to see a Buck finally being played today. I think we only saw him once last game. I find he's a little bit more... he has better utility than a Sledge would. Obviously, you have your frag grenades still. You have the C8, which can be a handful. I always recommend using a reflex or a hollow, just because the recoil is pretty well non-existent with those. Especially, it's a lot easier to recoil control with him with those sights than it is an ACOG. But because of the fire rate, because the gun hits hard, you also have the skeleton key, which can open up the floors a little bit better than the sledgehammer, and also you'd be used as a third weapon. So if you are getting a little bit more CQB with him, you can definitely kind of pick off any of the defenders that might be around there. And you technically have 3 guns at that point, so just all around probably one of the better operators to pick rather than Sledge. Toothless, though, able to take out Thatcher up here on the balcony with that Ella shotgun. Going to go for another peek, though. Don Q, though, able to take off Toothless on that one. So Toothless getting a little bit aggressive, but good on him getting rid of that Thatcher. So now it's going to be very difficult for them to get through. They have to rethink of how they're going to be pushing this. Most likely going to have to rotate over to A-bomb, and now also too he has to get Diffuser just in that doorway in the tricky spot. They know somebody's there. They just got tagged out, and he just misses the shot. Don Q, low on HP too, so you can easily get the Habana off the board if you play your cards right. There is an Echo going to be making her life a little bit challenging as well. Angus Q just holding off anybody in bunks, or at least trying to hold that angle. And Toxic Navy downstairs, just getting in a little bit of a gunfight with, looks like, I think, probably the Jaeger. Just trying to clear out anything over here. Zofia bringing, though, the LMG, which is nice. 151 rounds downrange is also always good to have. Buck able to hit the shots on to Phantom J. Finally catches that Jaeger roaming. Down to a 3v3, but as we can see here, the attackers don't have much health left. Just trying to clear anybody here. GIGN able to take out Jose Cuervo as well. He's going to get kind of docked up here, get a little bit more health into him. And King Too Easy rotating upstairs as well. GIGN, though, not able to hit the shots onto the Buck, but Buck not able to finish him off. So now they have to worry about this downed character here. King Too Easy could stim pistol, but it looks like the frag grenade is going to finish him off. Angus actually finishing him off with the Twitch Drone. Down to a 2v2 at this point. Angus Q able to hit the shots with the F2. And she's just down to a 2v1 now. The Jaeger, though, still a threat at this point. Could catch them off, but is going to run down the hallway. Able to hit the shots onto Angus Q and King Too Easy, making it look too easy with the Jaeger plays here. Fantastic hold from the defenders. King Too Easy just going off there at the end. Impressive shooting coming from him. Bring it back to a 3v, or making it a 3-4. So AA Gaming had a interesting push. They definitely started off rough. They picked it up and then they fell back a little bit, especially when they lost a couple of the main operators that they needed. Being the main one being Thatcher, him being taken out right away just through an immediate wrench in their plans. They were able to bounce back pretty well from that, but then just at the end there, not able to hit the shots. The Jaeger just being too slippery and just catching them in the plant. So it was just an easy pick from him. Maestro finally making his way onto the board, though. Nice to see him coming through as well. He's probably one of my favorite ops, just because you have an LMG on defense. Really can't give any other reason than that. Evilizer, okay. Now that they're not really indestructible, his utility has kind of skyrocketed down, or not skyrocketed, it has dropped quite a bit. So you have to use his utility more as a sight. Less plant denial, or less immediate intel. More or less, you have them kind of hidden now in objectives, so therefore you have sights, or you have sight in the bomb sites there, and intel of where they are, and better for late game. But the Alda is kind of like the saving grace of Maestro. Very low recoil, 81 rounds, ACOG on a 3 armor operator. Nothing more should be said at that point. But it does look like they're going to be trying to push through Whitehall first. They're going to try and clear out as well as Red Tower and Meeting Hall. So they're just going to do kind of a sweeping push into the site here. They probably know somebody's going to be coming from Meeting. I can imagine that the Maverick is going to be either over here by White Tower. I think he was over here by White Tower now. Going to try and open up a hole there just to keep it quiet. Move in, maybe try and get a plant. But there is an Echo drone right there waiting for him. Just missing the shots onto the Mira is Maverick. There is somebody over here also in bathrooms. Right here. Ash, though, over here by White Steps, is able to catch one of them rotating and then finds the King Too Easy on the Jaeger. So she's able to light up the castle, and then she just misses him. He's literally one hit, and she is not able to finish him off. The UMP doing the damage, but Jose Cuervo able to finish off Toothless finally. So just like that, your Jaeger and your castle are off the board, but you lose an Ash in the meantime. So what does that mean? That just means you have a little bit fragging potential. Defenders can breathe a little bit easier, not worrying about anybody rushing in with that 3-speed and the R4C. You still do have the Capital, which can cut off any rotation. Nice shot from Fireball onto the Maestro. That's your Alda off the board. Habana just peeking through this hole here. And as well as we have Capital firebolting that doorway, trying to prevent any push coming from there as well. There is full ISO, so they know exactly where everybody is. The Echo being very patient, able to stop the diffuser plant there. And there is 2 Echoes, so one goes, there's another one right there. And with 36 seconds left, she's just going to go for the plant. Mira going to go for the rotate. Not able to do just yet. There's somebody watching that angle. Again, going for the plant for the 5th time. Not taking care of these Echo drones. They can literally just shoot them at the roof as soon as they... And, yeah. Not able to do anything, but the Habana at least able to do that. But with 2 seconds left, really nothing left to do here. Solid Echo play, but just poor management of... I get you get Echo Drone, you want to plant right away, but he's cycling between 2 of them. So, what do? You get Echo Droned, you immediately look up, because they obviously decloak once you get Echo Droned, and you can actually get a rough idea of where they are. So at least you can bait out 1. Then you go for the plant again, obviously he's going to Echo Drone again. You look at the roof again, because as long as you don't move, your screen's not going to sway as much, and therefore you're able to pick off any of those Echo Drones. But what did he do? He went for the plant about 5 to 6 times. Just creating more of a delay on this and not taking care of any of the Echo. And the Echo can just sit there and completely deny your plant, because if you cycle between the 2, you shoot 1, and then you cycle to the second one, you have a continuous amount of concussive blast from those Echo Drones. So poor play coming from the attackers on that one. I would say fantastic Echo play coming from him, but it was just a matter. All he had to do was sit on his drone. They just weren't denying any of it. So going downstairs, and we're finally seeing a Kaid coming on the board. And funny thing is, there's no Thatcher. Thatcher is almost a must pick at this point. I don't know why teams don't pick him often rather than the Twitch. Twitch is okay. Obviously, you bring the F2 to the board. The Twitch drones being as quiet as they are and able to deny any of the mirror windows is really nice. But at the same time, teams now know exactly where you're going to be coming from. The Twitch drone is very big and bulky. It did get some lights on it, so it's a little bit easier to spot now. It's just one of those things where, like, a Thatcher is more useful on this map in general, rather than not just sight on this map, than a Twitch. So now they have to figure out a way that they're going to get these Kaid Electro Claws off these hatches. And with that lead now slipped away, NCM is probably on the up and up to try and get this round as well. Just because the defenders have been having better plays than the attackers in this one so far. Just been sloppy plays coming from AA Gaming. Trying to clear out Meeting Hall is the Zofia, but I don't believe there is anybody there. He's just going to be Electro Claw tricking, we can call it that. But with no Thatcher on the board, he doesn't really need to. The Capital kind of cutting off his own rotation there, and the smoke cutting him off as well completely from the staircase. Too Easy going to be sitting up here as well in bunks. Going to be watching anybody coming from Whitehall. Buck is kind of ready to push in, but he's not too sure where exactly he is. Oh, and Too Easy just gets caught sleeping there. Tux may be able to take him out. Phantom J able to take out Fireball on the white steps though, so that's no worries about the Capital, so your mirror window is completely safe now. If they do manage to open up the hatch, which I don't believe they can still. Kaid is still tricking that hatch there. And they do have the hatch over here by the meeting hall. The electric room. Toxic Navy taking out the Jaeger on that mirror window, but almost gets his feet ripped off there. But oh, what a shot! Last bullet taking out GIGN. Toothless, though, able to take out Don Q. And it's literally down to a Smoke and a Kaid versus a Buck Twitch and a Zofia. But with 25 seconds left, the attackers really got to focus on where they want to push from here. They do seem to have a good hold over the B site now, so they can go for the plant. Able to hit the shots is Jose Cuervo and Toxic Navy, cleaning up the rest of the defenders. Again, good attack round coming from A. Just not able to... The roaming they had was a little bit to be questioned. It did seem like they were a little bit more spread out. Too easy caught sleeping, I say, up in the bunks. He probably knew somebody was coming from White Stairs, but just wasn't watching the angle correctly. And just Buck able to punish him for that. We will be getting a 6-pick from the Nomad onto the Habana, so interesting there. It's nice to always have the Habana on. I don't know why they needed a 6-pick onto her. I think just maybe to throw them off. Going top floor. Again. And again, another standard composition coming from the defenders. Echo hopefully can at least get punched this time. No IQ coming, though, from the attackers, which is interesting because it's been mainly the utility operators like Vigil and Echo and Ella who have been kind of the thorn in the side of the attackers, but yet they refuse to take anybody who can at least deny any of that. Opening up a rotational, almost shooting your Echo, but luckily not hitting him. And it does look like they're trying to go for a tower push, at least trying to clear out any of the roamers over there. So we will have the Doc kind of sneaking behind the bomb site here. It is actually a pretty cheeky angle if you can get behind that site and nobody notices you're there. So it looks like the attackers are just methodically and trying to figure out exactly how they're going to be pushing in. They know somebody's over here in Red Tower, somebody that's just trying to get a few shots off onto them. And it does look like they are making their way over there. Echo Drone just scouting out anything. Jose Cuervo have a little bit of trouble staying on the balcony there too. And too easy over here in Red Tower. Again, it's nice to have somebody in the tower. It completely cuts off any eyes that might be over there by the connector. I want to say the connector roof, because you can just pick anybody off there. So it opens up an entire rotation for the defenders. Not able to really spot Too Easy, who actually has rotated out of Red Tower. There is a drone right by that Ella. Either they have spotted her, or the drone is just not seeing anything just yet. And Toxic Navy is going to take control of Red Hall. He's going to probably push down over there by Connector and try and catch any of the defenders sleeping. Armory is clear, but Toothless with the first one onto John Q. So your Habana is off the board. So now they have to funnel through, but Fireball onto GIGN with the refrag. But now the attackers have to funnel through either 90 hallway or White Stairwell. There is no way through any of those, or even Connector, but Connector is a little bit of a risky play, especially that now that we have Too Easy going to be rotating up and cutting off any of that rotation there. Angus Q able to take out Toothless, but King Too Easy able to take out onto Toxic Navy, and Angus being taken out as well. Habana being taken out really did not help here. And again, just down to the Thatcher. Jose Cuervo going to have a 100 HP and a dream to get this one done. You do have somebody watching from connector, not able to hit the shots, is Jose Cuervo, and too easy. Again, making it seem a little bit too easy, taking him out. And NCM going up to 5-5. This game has been fairly close the entire time, so nice to see that once in a while. We have Toxic Navy at the top of the board with 14 kills, and we have King Too Easy at the top of the board as well with 13. But as we look here onto AA Gaming, you see a much better spread than you would on NCM. You do have another person on NCM, I believe it was it Phantom J or Toothless? I think it was Toothless, who had 10 kills. The rest of the team kind of falling behind, just keeping on that support role. But this game will probably be really down to whoever gets the most frags, or the team having a good spread of frags. So if you are low on the kill count in this game, I don't think, I think that team might not come out on top. But again, it's 5-5. It's been fairly close the entire time, so we'll have to wait and see. Going back to Kitchen, though, the pocket strat, this is an oddly popular one. We've seen this one pulled out. This will be the third time in this game that this site being pulled out. As we know, last time, nobody questioned this Echo. This Echo had free roam of A site. They kept trying to plant, just banging their head against the wall, literally doing the definition of insanity, and just trying the same thing over and over and over again. And just Echo was just going unchecked. So hopefully they've learned. They seem to have, with the IQ being brought out, so she will be able to take out any of those yokai drones that might be lingering around any of those sites. Oh, could be unfortunate for the Jaeger, but I think he knows that was a little bit too close to comfort. So he's going to rotate out of there off the red tower and probably get back into sight, or at least close to sight, stop any of those pushes. But now the attackers have that in the back of their mind, that there might be somebody over at red tower and could potentially just take him out from the side entrance over there. Habana is going to be opening up the white tower wall and is trying to get in and get a quick plant off, potentially. IQ also going to be trying to take out any rotation as well. Too easy, though. You're going to be chilling in the basement. Good place to be, though. You can actually hold either the red stairwell, or sorry, the red stairwell over there by red tower, or you can have over here by main entrance as well. You can cut off any of the defenders, but as I say that, Angus Q clearing them out. You won't have to worry about any rotation coming from him as well. Jose Cuervo taking out that barbed wire, getting ready for a push. Does seem like they will be doing this fairly quickly, trying to get throw these defenders off a little bit. Not going to go through the main entrance, so going to go through the rotation hole. Too easy, though. Going to be rotating back up through that basement stairwell. Toxic Navy dancing around, able to take out Toothless. Toothless not able to hit any of the shots with that slow rounds coming out of that. Ooh, tagging his teammate, but no avail. Phantom J able to take out Don Q, but it's still a 3v2 now. Too easy, able to take out Angus Q. Good rotate come from him, but Fireball taking out Too Easy. So just down to the Mira and the Echo, which again can be done, but Toxic Navy taking out GIGN. Not watching the corners. Phantom J able to take him out. Still has 3/4 health. He's still dead. This done. Jose Cuervo, not too sure where this Mira is. They know she's in the hallway, though. They have spotted her out, so they're going to be planting over here in kitchen. Good on her. Not able to hit the shots, and Toxic Navy taking out Phantom J. So, that brings us up to 6-5 for AA Gaming. Again, this site being a little bit different. It's been back and forth, really, on that. So the attackers definitely had a very good structure, though. They knew exactly where they wanted to do. They wanted to clear out White Tower. They wanted to clear out Meeting Hall. And then they pushed in through main entrance, and they actually caught a few people rotating through basement. So, all in all, good round. Nothing to really talk about in that one. It was pretty straightforward. Usually when people pick that bomb site, everybody kind of knows it's predictable of where people are going to be. So, it does seem, though, we will be bringing Kaid back at the board because we are going into the basement. Still no, if I'm not mistaken. No, they brought a Thatcher this time. Good. Okay, so they are learning a little bit. So that will basically make Kaid null and void, I'm guessing. He could very well Kaid trick, but that would be very difficult with the Twitch as well on the board. You can get the Twitch down there, take it out, so either you can save your Thatcher grenades. Does seem to that yeah, they're gonna have the mirror, but they're gonna have her up closest to the door just so she can rotate out a quicker, but she won't have that sight line on that washing machine for any of the plants. So it will really be down to her teammates to call that one out. And AA Gaming trying to close this one out. See how they can do it, see how they fare. We will have King Too Easy over here in the back hallway, able to take out that Twitch drone. So that's one of them down. I don't know if he took out the other one. Not so much, no, but Twitch did manage to take out a mirror window. So now the attackers can kind of walk back hallway a fair amount of ease, not worrying about anybody doing any peeks or getting any intel from them. Don Q over here by bunker entrance. Waiting for anybody to do a little bit of a peek there. Does seem like somebody did take out the Habana charges. Kaid going to be doing a little bit of tricking there, but with Thatcher still on the board, I don't know how much he's going to be able to do. Phantom J is still going to watch the patient steps. Too easy, though, on the Toxic. That is your IQ off the board. And Don Q is going to probably rotate around to take his position. Minute 40 left. Not very much has gone on. Good job from the defenders playing them this long.
Throwing stun grenade.
It does seem like they are trying to get Too Easy out of these showers here. Fireball. Going to be flashbanging them out. Spots them, but Too Easy not being affected by those flashbangs in that shower there. And just like that, they've lost the hard breacher. AA Gaming on the back foot, not able to really figure out where they have to do, or where they have to go, or what they have to do. Jose Cuervo confused and running about. Twitch holding the angle, but with 50 seconds left and with this much going on, then I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to pull this one off. They would definitely need a miracle on hitting all their shots when they push the site. But it does seem like NCM is just playing the waiting game.
Now.
25 seconds left. Not too sure there. Too Easy cutting off rotation there, but Don Q finally fragging out on that Too Easy, but Too Easy, just too much damage taken. 13 seconds left. They don't know where they're going, what they're doing. And Phantom J running upstairs, finishing them all off. 6-6. NCM not giving up just yet. It just seemed Too Easy was playing them around. He did the smart thing. he was over in bathrooms. He knew exactly where he took out the IQ, and he knew either somebody was going to rotate to try and take him out or try and cut him off. Once he knew that, he knew the attackers were just going to push him, he knew he had those fights won. Just because the angles in there, you don't know if they're on the left or the right. Unless they really pushed in there, like somebody pushed in through window and main doorway of bathroom, there really was no way of getting him out of there. So once he took out those two, it was just the numbers game. You wait patiently, let him do as much distracting as he possibly can, and therefore winning them the round. We will see a Blackbeard making an entrance here, and they will still be going downstairs. So what does this mean? It means that they will probably be pushing over by Red Stairwell, trying to get those long angles. Cut off any rotations, and most likely going to be in a push. Especially with the Maverick too. The Maverick's going to be on the board. We're going to be getting either he's going to be pushing hatches, or he's going to try and deny anybody over there in by electric, that like electric closet over by the beam site. So we will have Fireball and Jose Cuervo spawning by the back there. Most likely going to try and clear out Red Tower and move their way into meeting, so therefore they can push the back hallway. It does seem like they're setting up a little bit more defense on the backside too, so they might know that where this push is coming. But again, we have Too Easy roaming around, and as we know, Too Easy can definitely make things a little bit too difficult for the attackers. GIGN cutting out a little bit of a hole so you can see the feet there. If you don't know, you can actually shotgun the bottom of the wall. You can actually hold an angle in such a way where you can see the feet and take out any attackers that might be pushing you, and they won't know exactly where you are. So it's a nice little tactic to keep in mind, especially if you are doing any defending downstairs. A minute and almost at a minute 40, and nothing really has happened. We do have Maverick kind of cutting open the main hatch, trying to get rid of any of the Kaid tricks, but Kaid has his Electric Claw in such a way where you won't be able to take it out from there. King Too Easy taking out the first kill on Jose Cuervo, but Toxic Navy able to take out Too Easy as well, and the same thing with Dawn and Fireball able to take out Toothless, and Angus Q finishing off Phantom J, and quickly sweeping up the defenders. A quick little push, and it's all down to King Too Easy. He is fully capable of winning this. He just has to play the patience game. They seem to be trying to look for him. Nobody's planting yet, and as I say, that plant does go down. And King Too Easy able to take out Angus Q. Rotates out, but Toxic Navy ready for the refrag. Brings it to a 6v5 or a 7-6. And now we're on to match point, potentially, for MCM. Backs against the wall in this one. Does look like they're going to be safe. The safe site. Frost, though. Nice pick coming from Don Q. Going to be able to take or keep the attackers from pushing in too quickly. I think it would have been better to maybe 6 pick onto the Frost, make them not think there is one. Switching off to the Jackal onto the Ash, though. Smart move there as well. You don't really need as much roaming. You don't need to worry about as much roaming, especially on the top floor site, just because you'll know they're either in Connector or potentially even Red Tower. But other than that, though, you can generally drone out the defenders, know exactly where they are, or roughly where they are. So again, Oregon has gotten to such a point where you can predict of where people are going to be. Does look like Don Q, though. He's going to be setting those frost traps in Armory, so therefore, hopefully they can keep control of that a little bit longer. Not able to hit the elusive drone. The console players, I know I have the same trouble. We're not as fortunate with trying to take up these drones as most. Angus Q, though, looks like he's going to go for maybe pushing Meeting Hall, or maybe trying to get us a peek onto the defender, or onto the attackers here. Not too sure where he's going. They will be putting King Too Easy, though, onto that Twitch, which would be a good fit for him. He's definitely a heavy fragger. Heavy fraggers with an F2, always a dangerous combo. Well, as I say, that fireball puts him down, and we're gonna have the IQ, but Toothless taking out Toxic Navy. So easy little refrag. But I will say a Twitch for a Jaeger is a pretty good trade. Frost poking her elbow out there, getting her tagged up a little bit, and then she gets tagged up a little bit more. Now she has about 5 health. Could be an easy pick here for this Ashe if she can run up on her. Moving back into Armory, though, is Don Q. So giving up Master Bedroom control, but he can still make their lives a living hell. GIGN not taking into account that 4 boards are showing. There was a EMP downstairs, a little bit of wasted utility there. Toothless, so it does get open Closet Hall here. Going for the plant. But Jose Cuervo is right there for the...
deployed.
That one does look like this. It doesn't hit anybody. Just kind of preemptively, and I believe there might have been a frost trap there, so I could have been a bit of utility taken out in consequence. Toothless able to take out Jose Cuervo, though, and King Too Easy able to take out Fireball. So just like that, the attackers are back up, and GIGN taking out Angus Q. Oh, keeping the blinders on is the Frost, and brings us up to a 7-7. A solid attack coming from the attackers on that round. Again, nothing that would be... I think it was just the defenders were just doing too many... They were trying to do these hard peeks too many times, right? They were definitely trying to... They would hear people in the room, and then, and then they would peek them. But problem is, there was about 2 people watching that angle. So there was no getting around it. We saw it from Frost. She tried peeking out. She got punished. And as soon as she ran off from there, there was somebody else ready to pinch her as well. So she had to hide in Armory, and then the attackers just kept her there. They had control of Master Bedroom. They had people watching that doorway, and she just couldn't push out. So, and then after that, they just systematically took out each defender, took control of the site. We will see a Montaigne make his appearance, though. Montaigne is an operator where you can be extremely good at him, or you can be extremely bad at him. He's an operator that he has a very unique skill set. He's not meant to be a fragger. He's literally meant to be a armored drone. Gets you as much intel as possible. But here's the thing, though. If you turn your back on a Monty and they're really good and you dismiss them, then he can definitely put you into the dirt, and that's where it takes skill to be a Monty player, just because you have to learn, okay, I can push here, gotta be a little bit more passive, and then you need to learn to be an aggressive Monty. So with an upstairs hold, though, they can either have him push up the backstairs. I feel they're going to be having him push up the white steps. It makes more sense. You can take control of both sites this way. Toxic Navy is going to spawn over here by Junkyard, and Angus Q on the Monty. He's going to be pushing up through Master. Interesting. So as we're now down to a 7-7, the game is now just back down to whoever can get 2 rounds in at this point. Been fairly fairly even between the two teams. So it will literally just take one slip up from one team at this point to win the rounds. Because they're playing so tight, they're playing so like their strategies they can adapt them, but they have people there who are following their roles and know exactly what they should be doing. So it will literally take somebody to slip up or get too aggressive or too cocky, just like that. GIGN punching him, but then Toothless is right there for the refrag, or Toxic Navy is right there on refrag on the Toothless. King Too Easy down here by Bathrooms again, this time with the Pulse, so he has a UMP-45 and a C4, and he's able to know where all the defenders or all the attackers are at any point in time. Diffuser trapped, though, in Master Bedroom could be a bit of a problem, especially for the quick plant that these attackers are trying to get out. Too Easy, able to take out Toxic Navy with that Pulse. That is your buck off the board, so you have no frag grenades, and you will have Blackbeard not able to hit the shots with that MK-17. Phantom J punching him as well. Habana getting gassed out. Phantom J going in for the rare knife kill on fire. A little bit of a high five there, but Smoke able to take the hard-fought victory. Good job coming from NCM Gaming. Good comeback. I feel like they were on the back foot at the beginning, but after that it was just an even play coming from both teams. But like I said, it would take one slip up, and that one slip up came from Angus Q on the Montaigne. Toxic Navy going for the 20 kills. King Too Easy putting in 18 and to no avail. And that mistake was that Monty got too aggressive.
Game. Holy
as soon as that Montaigne was, and because Montaigne had diffuser, that diffuser was too far in to Master Bedroom, and the defenders just had all they had to do was hold it.